Hello there, Medicine here, and this is another episode of BJD and a cup of tea. Today's tea is Llyr Tea. It is an Earl Grey, it's Earl Grey Moonlight, Summer Rose, and cream black teas. It has lavender and rose petals as accents, and it's from AdagioTeas.com. It's my own personal blend that I made for Llyr. I have a few other tea blends for my dolls, and that's one you can actually purchase at Adagio Teas. So I'll put the link to that tea in the description below if you're interested in drinking with me some BJD tea. Alright, today's BJD and a cup of tea is a quarantine edition. I recently watched a Simba BJD episode where she did quarantine with her dolls, where she talked about what a few of her dolls would be doing in quarantine. I'm gonna do a little bit different than that, but I also thought it would be a good idea to talk to at least one of my dolls about quarantine and self-isolating. So here is Llyr with me. Llyr is from my Shylan story. He's one of the main characters of the Shylan story that I have been working on for many, many years. And so he actually is trapped in a realm, like a magical realm. So he's kind of in his own little self-isolation / quarantine, and has been for a very, very long time. So I'm going to talk to him about quarantine and let him give you some tips. Llyr would start his day by writing in his endless journals. He has about 5, and the 5th one is almost full, which he's complained about because the journals are supposed to be endless. But apparently the spells that make them endless were maybe for one lifetime. Not 2, not 3, or the many, many, many lifetimes that Llyr has lived alone in isolation. He journals about his past and any feelings that he might be feeling. He's got quite the autobiography, as well as a memoir. He also likes to write about his current feelings about the day, and if anything changes throughout the world. He has a magic mirror, which he uses to look outside, and much like social media might be to us, he'll write down what he has seen. He's followed many of his friends through the magic mirror, and we'll get more into that a little bit later. So he writes down astrological changes and anything else that might be going on. So historically speaking, Llyr has been a very big historian. He's been documenting everything that goes on in Shylan and everything that went on before, and he also has a pretty extensive library with books that he happened to save. Where he is sealed was his study, and so all of his books and magical items and other things that he dabbled in before he was sealed into this realm, this magical space, survived with him. So that would be like being in your own home, being locked up, self-isolating in your own home with all your things that you already have. But unlike Llyr, we can purchase new things and bring new things into our lives. Llyr, unfortunately, is stuck with everything that he has unless he creates something. So after he journals, he will drink some tea. Not because he needs it. Turns out, his existence, in whatever realm he's currently trapped in, allows his body to go a very long time without substance. So, he can simply go without eating or drinking or any of those other human needs we might have. But he still does the motions and goes through the motions and the habits of eating and drinking tea because he finds the act soothing. He recommends that if you are not made of magic or trapped in some magical realm, you should probably pay attention to your nutrition, as well as eat and drink things that make you feel good. After his morning tea ritual, Llyr gazes into the magic mirror to get a sense of the current realms. He can see nearly all of Shylon through his mirror. When he first arrived in this realm, where he's trapped, he used to watch the people that he knew, his friends and people that he had lived with in his lifetime. They've aged and changed while he was trapped in a timeless existence. You may also feel trapped in a timeless existence. You may not realize what day it is, and maybe the markings of your life are only through the setting of the sun and the rising of the sun, or maybe through the different videos and shows that you watch. Llyr recommends that you maybe don't watch your friends' lives so much. Take time for your own life. Comparing your existence with others may lead to sorrow. It has been hard for Llyr to watch his friends age, have children, change, while he is trapped in an endless existence. Llyr recommends watching a sunrise or sunset to center yourself in the day. To feel time move, watch nature, for even as those around you change, and all their many ways, nature is oddly resilient, and that is a comfort. Next, Llyr tries to do some stretches and physical exercises. His body has not changed in all this time, and sometimes he worries he doesn't really even have a body anymore. So he does physical activities to remind him what his muscles feel like and how he used to move. He recommends keeping physically fit, if not for health reasons, then simply to remember that you are a physical being. Next, Llyr would like to dabble in one of his many hobbies. Calligraphy is one of Lyr's favorite hobbies. His mother taught him how to make inks and how to draw perfect letters, so he likes to make his own inks, and sometimes he makes them with alchemy so that the inks are magically infused. And calligraphy not only helps him remember his mother, who he lost a long time ago in the past, but it also helps him remember all the magical runes and sigils and things that she taught him, and the things that he's used in his practice while living in Shylon. He can still make many charms for protection, invisibility, fortune, and so on. After he practices calligraphy, he will work on other magical forms. It's a natural transition. You're making charms, you might as well make some potions while you're at it. Llyr can lose himself in magic for a time. He can forget that he has not spoken to a soul in centuries, and that he is magic himself. And though his true powers are sealed, even in this place, he feels he can almost reach them. He can almost unlock his true potential if he keeps working in the magic. Maybe, if he keeps trying, he can figure out a way out of the current realm and be free to feel time, to hear birds sing, to experience the waves splashing at his toes and the soft sand under his feet. But then he stops himself before he goes too far. He's been down that road before. It did not go well for him. It ended in pain and ruin and suffering, only to be reset by the magic of his current existence. So he is content to stay as he is. Llyr has known the quarantine life for longer than he has known anything before. He hopes that we do not share that fate. Everything changed for Llyr eventually, when Amnes appeared as a child, curious and full of magic. That is where his story changes, and that is where Amnes' story begins. Maybe someone or something will appear for you too. Look for new sources of joy and excitement. So Llyr recommends taking time for yourself. Find out more about who you are while you're stuck alone. And if you're with a family and like me, you have kids, you might be kind of busy and it's okay. Take time for that too. Whatever it is that you need to do to get through this time, you know that we can all make it. And hopefully stay safe and healthy. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning more about my character Llyr and his magical existence. And I hope that that's given you a relief from maybe the monotony of your days, if you are in that. I hope you find some time for self-care And I hope you continue to be safe out there. Wear your mask, wash your hands, do whatever you need to keep yourselves and your loved ones safe. And know that we can all get through this together. And the world will be a little bit different when we come out on the other side, but we can do it. Until next time, bye!